Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing tonight? Excellent. Wow, that's a nice change in enthusiasm. Usually I expect disappointment, which is what you guys should be expecting right now. So, usually I come up and I do a very political humor based on the presidents. But this time, I've been wanting to do things a little differently because there's someone that I need to tell you guys about, in case you haven't heard of him. There's a guy out there named Martin Shkreli. Anybody here ever heard of Martin Shkreli? I really like that vocal effect. Fucking Flight of the Navigator up in this shit.
You just hit that with your right foot right here. Whenever you want it, right there.
Alright, so for the time being, I'm gonna be Marclos from the planet Zorlak. Enough of that. So, I want to tell you guys about this guy, Martin Shkreli, because he is an amazing, amazing person. Now, for those of you who don't know who he is the head of a pharmaceutical company that recently purchased the rights to a pill for HIV victims and drastically increased the price. Now, a lot of people here are probably thinking, wow, that's a shitty person, and you would be right. He is probably one of the most hated men in America right now. And when I first heard about this guy, there were two questions that came into my head. Question number one was, what kind of a fucked up world do we live in where this sort of thing is able to happen, where people could just take advantage of the sick and dying and just completely make a profit off of it? And then I remembered, oh yeah, America, duh. We have loopholes, that's right. It's called foresight, Senator. Look it up. Now, the second question that came to my mind was a few weeks down the road. I was looking into his Facebook and his Twitter accounts, and this question I'm going to need you guys to answer for me, because I can't figure it out. Is it possible to completely hate a person for being a shitty human being, yet completely respect their trolling abilities to a semi-ironic worship? Is that possible? Okay, one yes. Because I really love, as an amateur internet troll myself, I really respect this guy. He is like a 13-year-old Call of Duty player all the fucking time. And again, that's a shitty quality for a human being. But I'm a shitty person, so I kind of respect that. And this guy is what would happen if you took the absurd reality of Bernie Madoff and mixed it together with the fantasy-based fiction of Andy Kaufman. I'm half expecting Tony Clifton to come out and start singing I Will Survive in the middle of one of his Twitter rants. And there's a part of me that kind of thinks that he's completely lying about increasing the price of the pill, because all he cares about is the publicity thereof. Because that sounds like something that Andy Kaufman would do. And again, this guy is like the serious Andy Kaufman.
Hey, did you know they put a man on the moon?
Yes, they did. In this friendly world, they did. And so, I kind of think that this guy's kind of putting on a mask of douchebaggery. Because it's not like it's out of place for us to wear masks. How many people here have ever smoked weed or done any kind of hallucinogen?
Nobody! Yeah!
Yeah, seriously.
Never. Ready to.
Now for those of you, I know that most of you haven't, wink wink, but for those of you who have you ever tried to be high in public? That requires its own separate mask. You have to be a completely different person, especially if you're doing so in the middle of some kind of family function. Which brings me to another thing that's a little more relatable. How many times have you been in an argument with a loved one and you just had to stand there like, yes, yeah, I agree. You're completely right. I was completely in the wrong by bringing up that perfectly rational thing. Alright, and then once they're out of the room, fucking bitch, don't tell me what I can fucking say. Again, we've all had to wear masks solely for the purpose, I can't talk right now, just so you guys know, solely for the purpose of trying to keep up appearances. And that's what I think this guy is doing, and because of that, I can't wait for the inevitable day when he retires from the pharmaceutical industry at the ripe old age of 18 and decides to go into his true calling as the greatest heel that the WWE Universe has ever seen. This guy is a perfect wrestling villain. Seriously, he's already made his own backstory. Rich CEO who bought and raised the prices of life-saving pills. Every time he goes to a new city, he can be like, yeah, I killed half of your family. Ha 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 ha. It's like Ted DiBiase on crack. And a big reason that I think he should be a professional wrestler is because he's already writing his own scripts on Twitter. He recently got into an argument with Patton Oswalt, one of my favorite comedians, and he lost that argument because, of course, he was going to. When you put an internet troll against a professional bullshitter, the bullshitter is going to win every single time because he has something that the troll doesn't. The ability to take every stupid thing he says completely seriously because he's just that fucking awesome. That is the power that Patton Oswalt has, ladies and gentlemen. But then Chris Evans decided to get involved and things took a turn downhill. For those of you who don't know, Chris Evans is Captain fucking America. I repeat, Martin Shkreli got into an argument with Captain America. And so, it started out relatively normal. Chris Evans put on Twitter, Martin Shkreli getting owned by Patton Oswalt is the greatest thing on Twitter right now. And Shkreli responded, how you normally would. Oh look, another liberal. Because rationality, yeah, that's how things go. That's how you start off a conversation. And then it just went to crazy town really quickly because for the next 10 minutes, Martin Shkreli just went on a one-person rant. Evans never responded to anything he said, but he just kept going and going and going. For instance, come to Brooklyn and I'll introduce you to the real Captain America and a couple of fucking roundhouses if you say my name again. I have fucking soldiers. If you want to talk shit, you have to speak with the rank and file first. I'm 5'10", 160, all muscle like Conor McGregor, so you can get smacked quick. I'm sorry, am I the only one who reads this stuff and thinks, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, the Iron Shkreli. And it's proof that we've had it wrong this entire time because we've been trying to go after Shkreli by legal means for a good long time now. But tax evasion isn't going to stop Martin Shkreli. Securities fraud isn't going to stop him. There's only one thing that can stop Martin Shkreli. And his name is John Cena! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zager.